Hello everybody, this is a read aloud of the slideshow. You will not be able to click on any of the links in this slideshow. This is just for the students who need writing read aloud to them. Top left corner says, do you need a copy of this slideshow read aloud to you? Click here. Week of April 27th, ELA 10, lessons and assignments. Choose one lesson within the slideshow. There are 3 to choose from. You can also click here to bring you straight to the slides instead of scrolling through. Lesson 4, letter to the editor. Lesson 5, grammar. Lesson 6, blogging. Each lesson has 2 assignments attached to it. You must complete both assignments for whatever lesson you choose. Each lesson contains at least 1 video. Make sure you are in a place where you can hear and watch the lesson. Reach out to your teachers if you have any questions. Miss Smith, SIERRA.SMITH@pgcps.org. Office hours, 11 o'clock a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m., Tuesday through Friday. Mrs. Dunuan, AIDYNNE.DULNUAN@pgcps.org. Office hours, 9 o'clock a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m., Tuesday through Friday. Ms. Schulterbrandt, ESOL, SHARLI.SHULTERBRANDT@pgcps.org. Office hours 10 o'clock a.m. to 11 o'clock a.m. on Friday. Procedures for distance learning. When communicating digitally, ask yourself, is it kind? Is it helpful? Is it necessary? If not, rephrase it or don't say it at all. Please adhere to office hours for all communication. Information about how to schedule your email so it only sends during office hours can be found here. Note, if you put a question on Google Classroom as a comment, teachers are far more likely not to see it. Send an email instead. Make a habit out of checking Google Classroom as soon as you can on Mondays. That way, if you have any questions or problems, your teachers can help you before you get close to any deadlines. Our district policy. Please be reminded that the PGCPS administrative procedures regarding appropriate use of technology, social media, and email continue to apply to our online instruction. In addition, this session may not be recorded without the instructor's consent. A description of the applicable procedures is provided online in the Student Rights and Responsibilities Handbook. Thank you for your cooperation. Deadlines. Students without accommodations, that's almost all of you. Lesson release date, Monday, April 27, 2020, at or before 9 o'clock a.m. Assignments 3 and 4 due dates, Wednesday, April 29th at 1 o'clock p.m. Students with accommodations, IEPs, 504s, and ESOL. Lesson release date, Monday, April 27, 2020, at or before 9 o'clock a.m. Assignments 3 and 4 due dates, Friday, May 1st at 1 o'clock p.m. Follow all directions about submitting work carefully. Work that is not submitted on time or work that is not submitted in the correct place will not earn credit. Lesson 4, Slide 1. Lesson 4, Letter to the Editor. Directions. I don't know about you, but I've been reading a lot of news. Check out this lesson about how to respond to newspaper articles and get your writing published. After watching the last video, you may want to review the tips for writing a great letter to the editor. That information can be found at this link. Click here. Lesson 4, Slide 3. Lesson 4, Assignment 3. Directions. 1. Respond on our online discussion board to the following question in your own post. Make sure your name is on the post and it follows the rules for online discussions in Slide 2. Make sure your post is in the column called Lesson 4 Discussion Board, Letter to the Editor. 5 points for completion. Discussion question. Why is writing a letter to the editor an act of power? Be as thoughtful and thorough with your answer as you can. 2. Respond to someone else's post. Be sure to respond with your name to get credit. 5 points for completion. Lesson 4, Slide 4. Lesson 4, Assignment 4. Directions. Using today's lesson, write a letter to the editor in response to an article published in an online newspaper or magazine. You will start by reading an article from one of those sources. If you don't know where to get your news, go here for a list. After reading the article, write a letter to the editor in a Google Doc. Make sure it follows all of the criteria listed in the link on Slide 5 and fits your news source's criteria for submissions. When you are finished, turn it in on Google Classroom by going to the Classwork tab, Topic, Distance Learning, Lesson 4, Assignment 4, Turn Letters to the Editor in here. 4. Don't know how to turn in a document on Google Classroom? Watch this helpful video. This assignment is worth 10 points for completion. Extra credit, 5 points. With your guardian's permission, submit your letter to the editor to the news source you were writing to. Turn in a screenshot or copy of the receipt to the same place in Google Classroom as your Google Doc for credit. Lesson 5, Slide 1. Lesson 5, Grammar Work. Directions. Some of you continue to struggle with your spelling, grammar, punctuation, and capitalization in your writing, which is causing you to lose points and even frustrate your parents. Like we've talked about in class, using correct conventions are important because they make you appear intelligent. They could be a deal breaker for getting a job, a scholarship, or admitted to college, and they will appear on tests like the SAT, ACT, and MCAT. Use this lesson to help you brush up on your grammar skills. Then in the comic, the mouse says, "We got an angry letter from a guy in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. He says, the grammatical errors in your strip make my hair stand on end. Either get an editor or learn proper English." The pig says, "Whoa, does anyone really get that mad about errors in a comic strip?" The mouse says, "This guy do." The pig says, "I feel terrible. I better lie this pillow down on the ground and lay down on it." "Me too," says the mouse. The person reading the newspaper says, "Somewhere in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania." Slide 2, Lesson 5. Directions. Sentences and words take predictable forms and structures. Understanding these forms and structures will help you write correct and varied sentences and eliminate mistakes when the sentences are wrong. Use the video and or the slideshow attached here to help you learn about word forms and the 10 basic sentence structures. Form and structure slideshow. More information can be found here about linking verbs or here about to be verbs. Slide 3, Lesson 5. Lesson 5, Assignment 3. Directions. 1. Respond on our online discussion board to the following question in your own post. Make sure your name is on the post and it follows the rules for online discussions in Slide 2. Make sure your post is in the column called Lesson 5 Discussion Board Grammar. 5 points for completion. Discussion question. How does having a command of the conventions of standard English grammar and usage help us become better readers and writers? Can grammar give us power? Be specific and thoughtful in your response. 2. Respond to someone else's post. Be sure to respond with your name to get credit. 5 points for completion. Lesson 5, Slide 4. Lesson 5, Assignment 4. Directions. That PowerPoint about sentence forms and structure was way too boring. Use today's lesson to create an informational poster or explainer video about the 10 sentence structures that is much more interesting. Your informational poster / explainer video should include not only the structure of the sentences, but also at least one example sentence of your own making for each. Again, do not copy the examples from this lesson or you will not receive credit. Your work needs to include your sources somewhere on it and should not be plagiarized. 2. You can make your poster using one of these fun poster designing websites or one of your own. Adobe Spark, Pictochart, S'more. Or you can make an explainer video using one of these easy video making tools, Powtoon, My Simple Show. When you are finished with your poster video, save it and turn it into Google Classroom by going to the Classwork tab, Topic, Distance Learning, Lesson 5, Assignment 4, turn posters / videos in here. Don't know how to turn a document in on Google Classroom? Watch this helpful video. This assignment is worth 10 points for completion. Lesson 6, Slide 1. Lesson 6, Blogging. Directions. As local blogger Amanda puts it, because of the uniqueness of this time, I think we could all benefit from some writing to process, to remember, and to remind ourselves of what this was like. Check out this lesson about how to create a blog post. Lesson 6, Slide 2, Resources from the video. Here are some of the resources that were mentioned in the video as well as some others. Until Now Becomes a Wise by Amanda, How to Write a Blog Post, Journaling Exercise by Dina Metzger, Plutus Foundation's The Best Blogs for Teens, Students, and Young Adults 2014, focused on money, a small collection of teen lifestyle blogs, great example of sleek design, Deadspin, a hugely popular sports blog. Lesson 6, Slide 3. Lesson 6, Assignment 3. Read a blog post that interests you in terms of content or style. Make sure it is school appropriate. Respond on our online discussion board to the following question in your own post. Make sure your name is on that post and it follows the rules for online discussions in Slide 2. Make sure your post is in the column called Lesson 6 Discussion Board Blogging. 5 points for completion. Discussion question. What blog post did you choose and why? Include the link. What did the blogger do that you would like to do in your own writing? Respond to someone else's post. Be sure to respond with your name to get credit. 5 points for completion. Lesson 6, Slide 4. Lesson 6, Assignment 4. Directions, also included in the video on Slide 12. Use this link to join the class blog. https://kidblog, kidblog.org/class, class/ELA-10-with-Smith, and click the Join button. Type in the code BR9QFY7. Log in using your pgcps.org Google account. Click New Post Plus in the top right corner. Follow the steps for creating a blog post in slide 13 and in the video on slide 12. Use models, brainstorm topics, and have fun. This assignment is worth 10 points for completion.